Hello YouTube. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. My experience of the last 3 weeks led me to focus on a current issue that is going on in our solar system right now. I start with a story on March 9th, 2011. Not by chance, the following macrocosmic events began to take its course. The microcosmic flows also started, but they are subjective and in every conscious and unconscious, and not of interest in this context in relation to the solar system. March 9th, 2011. What was by analysis of Dr. Karl Kalemann the beginning of the 9th and final wave of development of human consciousness for 234 days, as the Mayan recorded this development over a period of 16.5 billion years. The link to the 9th wave topic is to be found in the video description. What happens on the planetary level is this here. Within 3 weeks, between March 9th, 2011 and April 2nd, 2011, it's today, 6, sometimes 7 planets gather in Aries. That's a fire sign. You can see here Aries, and here all these planets together. But now I show you something special I made last week. Soon. Okay. I think this should work. The emerging heavenly aspects during the period of preparation for the ritual of Horus on March 20th, with the vernal spring equinox feast, were so fascinating for me. I have decided to expand my working circle to an astrological circle and see and understand the planets in real time. The visual 3D sense to experience the heavenly situation is impressive. Wonderful too the moment when, in the middle of Horus invocation, we had the soft sound that indicated the transition of the sun into Aries. I show you this. I positioned here the statue of Horus, and this is the mark of the beginning of Aries. And now the sun is here. It came from the right, counterclockwise. And at the vernal spring equinox, the sun passed this line, by Horus indicated, passed and entered into Aries. That's the beginning of spring. Okay. The sun was pushed past the beginning of Aries marked by Horus here at the time as Shin was flanked by He and Vau. Let me show you now, based on the planet figures here, what happened in that period of 3 weeks and what is still happening and how long it will remain stationary. It began with Mercury. Now today you see Mercury to the left, still in Aries here. It would be now a bit more left. I made them in one piece because of time. I only had to do one, and there was a conjunction. Now Mercury is a bit more left. Mercury as the first entered Aries. That was at the 9th of March. Same day, 9th of March, as the first day of the Mayan 9th wave began. It's the same day. Mercury entered. Then, 2 days later, 11th March, Uranus. It's symbolized here by this star tetrahedron. Uranus entered Aries at 11th March. It's 2 days later. And this is really special because Uranus stays for 7 years in a sign, about 7 years. It's a very slow planet. And if Uranus changed the sign, it has a strong influence. And in this case, it's changing. It is coming from right here. This is Pisces. It's a water sign, Pisces. And now, right now, it's almost behind Horus, which is 0 degrees Aries. It's now about 2 degrees. Now Uranus has entered Aries, which is a fire sign. It's completely the opposite, from water to fire. This is really special. It only happens about all 7 years. That was 11th March. Then the 18th of March, it was the apex of the day 1 of this last wave of the Mayan calendar. The 18th, the apex. The 19th, there was the full moon in Virgo. And this full moon, there was a conjunction with Saturn. I can show you. I have to turn here. Here you see Saturn. And at the 19th, the moon passed exactly Saturn and made an opposition. I show you 180 degrees on the other side, made opposition to the Sun. That was the 19th, 1 day before vernal equinox. So we had the vernal equinox at full moon and with conjunction with Saturn, and Uranus entered Aries, and of course the Sun. And all this happened about around the 20th of March. That was a crazy day, I tell you. Okay. At the 23rd of March, Lilith entered Aries. And on the 27th of March, the first night of the 9th wave of the Mayan calendar started. Now we are at present in the moment because at the 2nd of April, it's today, now, Mars enters Aries too. What surprise, you can see here. It's right behind Horus, this planet, with the arrow here. This is Mars. And it entered Aries right now. It is a few minutes of a degree. I show you this way. A few minutes in Aries. And the moon, same time now, is a few minutes before Aries. So that's actually happening now. Okay, I hope you could see that. So, okay, they enter together, huh? They enter together, Mars and Moon, now in Aries too. What's next? Neptune, also very slow planet, changes signs all 14 years. Changes at the 4th of April, in 2 days, into Pisces, right. Neptune into Pisces. This is really water. Pisces is water, and Neptune, we know, is the god of fishermen and water. And this is a really hard contrast to all the signs here in Aries, which is a fire sign. This is the 4th of April. And the 5th of April is the apex of the night one of the Mayan calendar, 9th wave. Huh? Okay, this is the situation. Then we will have a full moon at 18th, and finally Venus. I have to turn the camera up a bit. Venus, on the right side, will enter at the 21st of April into Aries. At the 21st, Venus here will travel this way and past Horus into Aries. Okay, what we then have is, we have here 6 to 7 planets here in Aries. 6 to 7 planets in one place together, all in the fire sign, you have to say. What is left? There is left Pluto, and Pluto, I show you, he has a very specific rule. There is Pluto. It's exactly 90 degrees from Pluto to this bunch of planets. It's an aspect of 90 degrees. It has a significance. He is completely alone, and he has exact 90 degrees to Saturn. And with Neptune in Pisces, that's a bit more to the right than Venus here. I didn't made him till now. These are all planets. The rest of the circle is empty. Saturn makes opposition to all these planets that will be in the next days in Aries, and 90 degrees to both sits Pluto with an aspect of 90 degrees and watches like a towel over this constellation. That's really freaky. Yeah, the opposition of Saturn is to the Sun and Jupiter. Mercury is a bit wide to the left, but he is a retrograde. He comes back in direction of Jupiter. Here, Mercury is more to the left, but has turned at the 31st of March. Is retrograde and goes back to his fellow, the Jupiter, and then this assembly will be correct again as a conjunction. Okay. This planetary constellation is in itself highly explosive and energetic. You do not have to be an astrologer to Google in the video description specified keywords and compare the description with the events. The coincidence of the constellation with the beginning of the 9th wave of the Mayan, which takes 234 days to October 28, 2011, is remarkable in its consistency, and the operation of the energies together are simply fantastic. I give you a little hint. I hope this will work. You will see. You can have some fun with this card for my next explanation. Other changes are affecting the magnetic field of the Earth. The delay of the solar cycle to a maximum end of 2012 should be then. Earthquakes, volcanoes, long-time floods, breaks and ditches and holes in land masses, global seismic wobbles of the whole Earth together, and many more. The importance lies not in the individual event, as they all are only effects of, or a change that goes ahead everywhere in the universe, as there is no separation from the outside and the inside, or from the up and the below. Thus the change can be felt also into us, the people, conscious and unconscious. Yeah, to show you this again, it's a reminder for me. Yeah, okay. The individual events, how tragic they seem to be, must not cause fear or distract us from the causes of all this. What it was is and always will be our consciousness, because everything is one. Only the lower differentiating intellect recognizes the one as two separate. Our thoughts, ideas, create our reality, now, at this moment. Since March 9th, with a factor of 20 increased effectiveness, or speed of implementation or realization. This video about the planetary events, called some parallel events, and thus raises more questions than there were before. How it's most the case when you learn something important. It is up to you now, whether you use your consciousness to try to clarify the resulting questions, and thus be part of the active co-creation of the future, or be ignorant about the change of old, obsolete truths and structures. Love is the law, love on the will.